Hey guys, hope you're all doing well. Today I'm in the garage with the Royal Enfield Himalayan 450 and I'm going to be doing another upgrade. Eventually I'd like to take this bike off the main roads and do a little bit of exploring, so I'd like to put on some engine guards. I decided to go with Royal Enfield parts for this install. Now they offer two sizes for engine guards. They have a large and a compact. I decided to go with the smaller one. As always, I will include links to the parts used today in the description. Everything was packaged well. They have cardboard separators, keeping the individual pieces divided so they don't touch each other during transit. And the bars themselves were covered with bubble wrap. All of the accessories, including the bolts, washers, spacers, and connecting rod, are in their own dedicated box. During my unboxing, I noticed some orangish colored powder that was covering the bars. To me, it looked like rust, but as I was doing the install later, it looked like it might be something from the powder coating process because it was pouring out from the inside of the bars. I was able to clean it off easily, so it's not an issue. The instructions mentioned a specialist dealer tool called a frame adjuster was required for this install. After checking with my local dealer, this part was not listed in their catalog and could not be ordered. I was able to find one for sale in the UK, but this part alone cost me about $100 US. The dealer said that they install these bars all the time and don't use any kind of tool like this, but I picked one up just for the sake of the video. Here's a look at all the parts in the kit. These parts are laid out as if you're looking at them from the front of the bike. Notice that these bolts and these spacers are different sizes, so I measured everything out just to make sure I was using them for the right steps. I decided to use the center stand so I'd have easier access to the bottom of the bike. To start with this install, I need to remove the sump guard. This is the stock guard, so it's only held in place by 2 screws. Next, I'll unclip the fuel tank drain hose that's connected to the back of the sump guard. Now I'll remove the sump guard bracket. This bracket will be reused in a later step, but the bolt holding it in place will not, so I will be saving this just in case I revert the bike back to stock. Next, I'll remove the left side engine mount. I'm going to assemble the left engine guard first before starting on the right so that the engine is fully supported throughout this install. For the left side, I'll be using the 46mm spacer and the 90mm bolt. I'm not going to tighten this all the way right now. I'm just going to put it in far enough so that it connects with the engine, but then I'm going to leave the bolts loose so that I can install the bottom portion. Next, I'll grab the 120mm bolt and 10mm spacers. Next, I'll reinstall the sump guard bracket that I removed earlier. Again, I won't be tightening this all the way, just tight enough to hold everything in place right now. The spacers will go between the sump guard bracket and the engine guard. The connecting rod is next. This will use the M6 by 18mm screws and M6 washers. I'll just be screwing this in by hand right now and tightening everything down after everything is connected. I'll be working on the right-hand side of the bike now, beginning with the engine mount bolt. This bolt and outer washer will not be reused for this install. There is an inner washer and nut towards the engine side that will be reused. The inner nut is a little tricky to access. It's not easy getting a wrench up there, but it can be done. Here's a look at that frame adjuster that requires the specialist dealer tool to tighten. The instructions say to tighten to 3 Newton meters, which is not very much at all. After checking with my torque wrench, mine did not need any tightening. Next, I'll install the right side engine guard. The bottom of this kind of hooks over the exhaust in order to reach the sump guard bracket. This side uses the 32mm spacer and 135mm bolt, along with the inner washer and nut that I previously removed. At this point, I'm still securing everything without fully tightening it. Now the other side of the connecting rod can be attached to the right side engine guard. Now it's time to finish assembling the sump guard bracket. The right hand engine guard can now be connected and then secured with the M10 nut from the kit. With all the pieces in place, it's time to start tightening everything down. I'll finish tightening the front left engine guard bolt and then torque it to 45 Newton meters. The connecting rod screws should be torqued to 10 Newton meters. Next, I'll tighten the sump guard bracket to 45 Newton meters. I did torque this off camera while holding the nut on the end. I was just in the way of the camera. Finally, I'll torque the right front engine guard bolt to 60 Newton meters while also holding the nut in the back. Before I can reinstall the sump guard, I need to remove this little section to make room for the bar to pass through. Now I could reinstall the sump guard, making sure to reclip the fuel tank drain hose. These screws are torqued to 10 Newton meters. Well guys, that's about it for the compact engine guard install. After looking at the final product, I may go back and plug in the screw holes in the sump guard, just to give it a more finished look. Overall, I'm very pleased with the way it turned out. I hope you enjoyed the video today and found it useful. If you did like it, please click the like button, and I will catch you guys on the next one.